Why are you shirtless? Why don't you put on a shirt? You're not at the beach, you're at your home, you're in the living room. First of all, thank you for tuning in. I don't have on my shirt because I'm comfortable and I like to be comfortable so that I can talk to you about the information that matters. Second, if you're here for if you have a credit score and you want to get to $1 million, you're in the right place. Third, I can be who I want to be because you see, when you get to a certain level of financial freedom, you have to be yourself, right? And so then I'm going to tell you the information. I'm in Jamaica. It's very hot, but if you're tuned in, then you won't be distracted by the wrong thing, right? I'm going to go to the gym after this, so I wanted to go live before I even get to the gym. But let's talk about this. If you have a 730 credit score and you want $1 million, you need to watch this video. So then here's the first thing. Understand that your credit score is a more important financial number than your social security number, right? So that's the first thing. Understanding that you're going to go there, you're going to use your credit to get more money so that you can invest into things. Because let's say if I hand you $500,000 right now and say go invest it. If I hand you $1 million right now and I tell you go invest it, would that make you feel great? Yeah. Most of you reading, most of you watching, probably. If someone were to give me $1 million right now and said, okay, go invest this, I'd be like, bet. Thank you, man. I got a leg up. I got a start. Okay, so then many people are saying that all they need is access to capital and they can make some money. It takes money to make money, right? All right, well, I'm going to show you how to get to the money. Okay, cool. So then if you have a 720 credit score, here's the first thing you're going to go do. You're going to look at your credit profile, not as just the score, but the entire credit profile. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things that you need to look for to work on your personal credit. If you have just 2 or 3 credit cards, you need more credit cards. You need more lines of credit. Now you're going to go to Credit Karma. You're going to open up Credit Karma and you're going to look at the details on the score, whether it's Equifax or TransUnion. You're going to bring them both up and you're going to look at what's happening with the breakdown of your score. So you have a 730, that's great. You want to look at the total of each thing that makes up your credit score. So then the first thing, obviously you're going to be looking at your payment history, right? Make sure that's 100%. If it's not, you're going to go check that, but then you're probably not watching this if you missed the payment. So I'll keep going. You're going to make sure that your utilization is less than 10%. Now, ballers will say that you want to be at less than 30. Okay, cool. Then you're going to be at less than 10. Now, for this trick to work, not really a trick, but for the sweet spot, what you actually want to make sure is that your utilization is between 1 to 4%. Why? Because 1 to 4% shows the bank that, yes, he doesn't need money, but he uses it and he uses it responsibly. 1 to 4%, that's a great spot to be in. If you're at 1% or 2% or 3% or 4% right now, congratulations, you're already winning this. Okay? So I'm gonna keep going. Then remember, I'm showing you how to get to $1 million. So we're starting with the credit first. You see what I'm saying? Tune in the middle of the day. It's a Thursday. I'm showing you how to get to $1 million. You see what I'm saying? After this, I'm having my protein shake right now. I'm going to go get fit in the gym. But before that, I'm showing you how to get to $1 million. Everybody who's going to miss this, they're out there watching Netflix. You're here learning how to get rich. Okay, cool. All right. So let's continue. So then 1 to 4%, that's where you want your utilization to be. Now, when it comes down to how many credit cards that you have on your profile, you want more than 3 or 4 accounts. What you really want is more than 5 accounts, like something like 8, something like 10, something like 12. Now, how does this happen? Is this credit cards only? No. What you want is maybe you have a couple revolving lines, a couple installment payments. Some of you have student loans. This is how you actually start to develop your credit score being more than just 1 or 2 credit cards. Why? Remember, you're trying to show the bank before you get to the $1 million. Pay attention. Before you get to the $1 million, you're trying to show the bank that you are responsible with the money that you're going to get. Right? You have to show them that you're responsible. You tapping in with me? You tapping in? Press like if you're tapping in. Press like if you're tapping in. Right? So you're going to make sure the bank understands. Make sure that the bank understands that you're good with money. Because you're going to take that money and you're going to flip it into $1 million. By the end of this, I'm going to show you. But if you just have 1 or 2 credit cards, that's not enough. So here's what you want to do. Don't open a bunch of new credit cards right now. Over the next couple months, What you want to do is not open a new card for the next 6 months. Then you're going to start to apply one credit card or one line of credit every 6 months. But then if you're really smart, here's what you're going to do. You're going to, this is a very advanced place, so pay attention, lock in. You know that there are three credit bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So then you need to know which card reports or which bank pulls from which union. Sorry, which bureau. You need to know which bank pulls from which credit bureau. So then if you know that this bank over here pulls from Experian, this bank pulls from TransUnion, and this one pulls from Equifax, then that's one inquiry, but that's three banks. You're picking up what I'm dropping. Now, how do you find this out? You're going to write this down. You're going to go to creditboards.com. Credit Boards is one of the oldest credit institutions. What it is that people post exactly what I'm telling you, where that each bank pulls from. Write this down. Creditboards.com. You're going to write down and look for where each bank pulls from. So you know where Wells Fargo pulls from, you know where Amex pulls from, you know where the credit unions pull from. So then now you're going to get three banks with one inquiry on each bureau. So that doesn't tank your score. So that's the first round of funding. Then, if you want to get two, and should I give this to you guys? Wow, am I able to give this to you guys? All right, I'll give it to you guys. It's a Thursday. It's the start of the year, so somebody's going to take this and someone is going to win with it. Okay, I'll give this to you. That's the first round of funding. So now you have three banks. So let's say each of them just gave you $10,000. So you have 10 here, you have 10 here, you have 10 here. That's 30. Okay? Now, remember, this is on the personal side. You're also going to look for banks that give you access to credit without doing any hard inquiry at all. So then now you're not even getting a hard inquiry, and that's 4 or 5. So if you already have an American Express card, they're not going to pull your hard inquiry again, because remember, hard inquiries cost banks money. So then they're just going to do a soft inquiry, and they're going to pull you and say, hey, welcome to the club. Here's another American Express card. So now you're building your credit. The Apple card from Goldman Sachs, they will give you that credit card without any hard inquiry, right? You can see your entire limit. They won't give it to you. They'll show you what your entire limit is, so you can apply without a hard inquiry. And then if you accept, then they pull your credit. So then now, that's 5 banks I just gave to you. If you haven't tuned in, go back and watch what I just said. That's 5 banks. Each of them are giving you, let's say 10 banks, $10,000 each, right? And now they're already getting you in. No, that's $50,000 I just got you on the personal side. We haven't touched the business side yet. Because remember, I'm getting you to $1 million. Let me know that you guys are tuned in. Just hit the like button for me. I'm getting you to $1 million. Okay? So we're going to keep going. This is 5 banks, 1 hard inquiry. This is your first round of funding. That's got you 50. 6 months later, guess what you're going to do? In 3 months, once you're spending on all of these cards, and you're paying off your balance every month, keeping your utilization between 1 to 4%, no more, then what you're going to do, you're going to ask for a limit increase on all of those cards. So now you're going from 50 to maybe 60 or 75. And then in 6 months, you're going to do another round of funding. So then guess what? That's going to be another 50. And then now, you're going to go over to the business side. So then while the personal side is going, here's what you're going to do. What you can do right now. So then, how many people in here, I'll ask you guys a question, have ever walked a dog, done babysitting? How many people in here have ever mowed somebody's lawn? All of that is a business. Everything that you just mentioned is a business. But then here's the thing. They didn't tell you to start a business and register it with the state. Even though you're a business person already, you don't have yourself registered, so you don't have your ducks in order, which means that you can't go to the bank and tell them that you have this business for the last 5 years. You've been mowing people's lawns, but you have nothing to show for it when it comes to the banks, when it comes to the paperwork. So then this is what you're going to do. You're going to get your paperwork in order today. Okay? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to irs.gov, get the EIN, right? You're gonna choose a general name. So then something, don't go, for example, Joe's lawn mowing. No, you're gonna choose, for example, Joe's consultancy, Joe's management, Joe's image, um, I don't know, images, Joe's Images LLC, right? That's what your business name is gonna be. Choose something that's generic because you don't want to cut yourself off. You don't want to cut yourself off from the money, right? You don't want, right? For example, think about Nike. Does Nike, are they locked into shoes? No, right? Google, does that have anything to do with computers? No. Apple? No. So then these people understand. Alphabet, right? Think about, you're creating a name that has nothing to do with what you sell, but it has some meaning. So then choose something that's general enough that it can scale to other things, right? You want to stay general, right? So then now you have your EIN. Also, at the same time, you're doing your LLC. How do you do your LLC? So depending on your state, it's between $50 and $500. You don't need a lawyer for this. You can do this by yourself. You're gonna go to bizee.com and set up your LLC. Now they're not the only ones that do this, but you don't need any additional add-ons. Just start your LLC and register it with your state. You're not gonna want to use a personal name, or sorry, a personal address or a personal phone number. Use a business phone number. You can get those things online. They can probably give you a business address, and you can get a business phone number from phone.com, or you can get a 1-800 number or 1-888 number, or you can use a Google Voice number. But what you don't want to do is use the same number, right? Don't use the same number. The phone that you're watching this on right now, don't use that number. So you're going to set up your LLC correctly. Remember, stay general. I'm getting you to the million, so pay attention. I'm getting you to the million. So then, once you do that, stay with me. Once you do that, you have your LLC, then you go ahead and you're gonna actually set up a business checking account. Why? You're separating your personal from your business. Because once money starts flowing through the business account, guess what? The banks are gonna see. They're gonna ask you, okay, how much are you doing? You're gonna have the statements on your business side, and it's gonna be in your business name. They're gonna look at what's happening. I remember, you already have 100 on the business side. You already have 100 on the personal side. You already have 100 on the personal side. So then now, your business in 18 months, 2 years old, right? Now your business, your LLC is aged, it has some history. Now you go and you're saying, okay, cool. Bank, I need some money. Give me money, please. Then you go to American Express and you say, hey, American Express, I'm already a customer. I've been a customer with you guys for the last 2 years, but I've been a personal customer. Now I need a business credit card. Now I need a business line of credit. And you do the same thing with Chase. You do the same thing with Wells Fargo. And you do the same round of funding that you did on the personal side. But in this one, this time, guess what they do? They're going to give you more money because businesses spend more money than personal people do. So then guess what happens? Your first credit card out the gate, when it comes to the business side, they give you 20K. Second card, 30K. Next card, 50. You see what I'm saying? This is what happens on the business side. So then now you're moving from 125 and you're jumping another 250 from the bank. So then how much is that altogether? You know, you're almost at $500,000. Now you're touching almost 400,000. Remember, you're coming from zero. Now, how do you start to use this money? Once you start to actually see this money, remember, you're going to have the business because you're actually doing a business. You're going to use the money, get paid, and generate that money back into the business account and pay off all these cards. So, for example, here's what somebody would do in your position. So they go ahead, they buy a lawn mowing machine, and then they start doing bigger and bigger jobs, and then they hire somebody, and now you have 1 or 2 employees. So now your business is growing. And then every time that you buy a new equipment for your business, you put it on the business card. You pay that business card off, apply for more money. That's how I grew my first credit card was $500. My total credit limit today is over 500,000. You see what I'm saying? Because money is no longer the issue. It's your ability to think and access the information that's the issue. You don't need starting money. You just need to be able to think and be given the right information, which is why I'm coming on here to give you the right information. As I said, I want to come on, give you the right information. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. But if you're going to watch this replay back, there's a lot of gems in here that I just gave to you. But I'm going to step out because I'm going to head to the gym. I'm not sure who was in here today. Usually we have people from all over the world, from Australia, from around the USA, obviously, from Greece. But this was specifically for my people in the USA, right? Because I want you guys to be able to get funding, get some money in your pocket so that you can go out there and crush it. And remember, I forgot to mention, when you go for these credit cards, remember a lot of them are going to give you interest APRs. So then, for example, American Express has two cards that give you 0% interest for 12 months on the business side. Chase has two cards on the business side that give you 0% interest for 12 months. If you think about that right there alone, with just two banks, that's 4 years of not paying any interest. They're going to just give you free money to go and launch your business. What's your excuse? They're going to give you 4 years of free money to go launch your business. What's your excuse now? And that's just two banks. I just showed you how to get $500,000. You double that in 3 years, you get up to $1 million. What's your excuse? No excuse. All right. So once you start generating that money, here's what I want you to do. I want you to come back, tell your friends about this YouTube channel, obviously. Comment on one of my videos so I can see that you're actually listening and putting in implementation what you're actually learning here. All right, guys. I'm going to the gym. I hope you have a good. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care.